as a human being first, because right now what is going on, all over the country, it doesn't feel like anything less than a war. I mean, there are people who are dying. There are people who are, struggling to breathe, for oxygen. So as a human being, it is a very upsetting state of affairs. It is a very grave situation we're in. And I just, over this last 1.5 years, I've started praying for mankind and praying for humanity and praying for, this as a whole to leave us. So as a human being, it is a very upsetting thing. As a parent, you worry and you say, this is a strange world that our children are growing up in. This is a strange world and a strange way for my son to be, consuming schooling. This is not how schooling is supposed to be. You're supposed to be going out to play, you're supposed to be going and meeting friends. One fortunate thing, and I think the one good thing that has come out of the lockdown for us was to get Tara. We got Tara in the lockdown last year. And so they have each other for company. And that is one nice thing. And they've grown, and they have no choice but to start liking each other, because in the beginning, she loved him, but he was like, I don't want a sister. I wish she wasn't here, all the rest of that. So they've grown to like each other. They've grown to enjoy each other's company. And so at least there's that. They have each other for company. And I mean, as a parent, I wish, this is a strange world that our children and we are living in at the moment. And sooner than soon, human interaction, peer interaction, I think that is so important and so needed at the need of the hour. But we have to do what we have to do, and we have to stay in and follow protocols. And all we're being asked to do at this point of time is stay in. Yeah, I mean, it took its time. It took its time, I will be honest, because that first month he was very upset. When we went to go and get her, he was only teary and crying and overwhelmed, as was I, wondering whether I'd done the right thing. And even after she came, a couple of months after that, he was not particularly happy. But I could see the changeover. In fact, Rakhi happened 1 month after her coming, and he was not happy during Rakhi. And Bhai Dooj happened a little bit after Diwali. And I remember him taking me aside and he says, I just want to tell you, don't tell anyone this. Of course, I'm sharing it with you. And I want to tell you, I kind of like my pesky little sister. So I could see there was an acceptance, and things had changed over these few months. And now it's just, now she's a part of our lives. She's a part of our family. She's integrating. It's been beautiful. It's been amazing. It's just, I never thought, when people used to say, would you be able to love your adopted child as much as your biological child? And at that point I used to say, I don't know, but I know I can give her a better life than wherever she is right now. And that counts for a lot. I can give her a shot at life. I know I have a lot of love to give. I know by God's grace, I have the resources to give her a great opportunity, in life, and a good education. So that was before she came. And after she came, I was like, I've grown to love her so much. Sometimes when I'm putting her to sleep and I'm giving her a hug, I can't believe that I have so much love for this little tyke who's come into our lives just about 9-10 months ago, and has just made such an an important place in our family and our lives. And yes, I do love them equally, if that's even possible. And sometimes when I lie down on the bed early in the morning, they're both lying in my bed. One is lying on one shoulder and one is lying on the other. And I'm like, I feel so blessed to have had a journey like this, to love two children, who come and become a part of my family in two different ways. I feel like utterly grateful. I feel blessed that I've had the privilege, and I do have the privilege up ahead of having a journey like this. So, it's been overwhelming at times. When she came, it was really difficult. She had no education, none whatsoever. She didn't even know the concept of color. We taught her stuff from scratch.
Wow.
And now, yeah, now she's up to speed. She hasn't started going to school even online yet, because it doesn't make sense for her to start school and
Yeah.
start it online. So we have been teaching it to her at home, her didis, me, my husband. So she's learning, and she's pretty much up to date as far as, she knows her numbers 1 to 100. She knows her letters, uppercase and lowercase now. She knows colors. She's a puzzle fiend. She can do 50-piece puzzles. So she's up to speed as far as the whole academics part of it is concerned, but she's behind as far as the language is concerned, because she will be going to an English, medium school. So the language is the only issue, but she's picking that up also as the days go by. I think, we've been given this time so she can learn stuff and pick up more stuff before school actually starts. The first week, in fact, when she came, she used to just, before going to sleep at night, she would just cry. We don't know what it was, and she's not been able to verbalize it or explain. When I tried asking her to begin with, and she never had an answer. She just cried, and I'm assuming she's missing, the people in the adoption center that she was at, because that's her closest memory that she has, or the most recent memory that she has. And there was a little girl over there who was her friend, so maybe she was missing her. Who knows? There's a lot about her we don't know. There's a lot about her we learn on the job, being her parents. But it's been very beautiful, and it has been upsetting at times, where you don't know what's going on. You can't explain. Like sometimes, firstly, when she came, she was very okay with being alone. She didn't need supervision. Now, if you leave her in the room for even a minute, she'd follow you and she'd ask, or I've seen her, start crying, and we don't know what upsets her. And we're figuring it all out. And he knows very well. He says, I don't want to be an actor, Mom, because I don't like to act. I'm not good at it. Having said that, I still push him every now and then, make him say a few lines, make him do some stuff. School will make him do stuff like that in any case. So it shouldn't also be that at a young age, you should be set in his ways, saying this is what he can do and this is what he can't do. Why should we put limits on anybody? I'm still figuring out what Tara is good at and what she's not. And, we'll work on what she's not, and we'll try and sort of encourage what she's good at. She's the opposite of my son in terms of she's sporty as anything. She's sporty as hell. Like, we have a small trampoline downstairs, and she wants to go jumping on the trampoline like every single day. She's a very active child. She's very similar to me in that sense. I mean, I'd like to say she has some of my traits. So I have to tell you, I've changed a lot over this last year, myself as a parent. Between my husband and me, I used to be the disciplinarian. I was the one who made the rules. I was the one who'd, even dole out the punishment or, take away privileges, because I have grown up like that. That's how I've had I look back at my upbringing, and I don't feel at all, I wish I wasn't. I'm very, very grateful for my upbringing, but that was my upbringing, and that's how my parents knew to bring me up. And I was the disciplinarian. I would have to now say it in past tense. I'm still the stricter of the two parents, because I think rules need to be enforced. But the parenting course taught me one or two very valuable things, that when a child actually has a tantrum or has a meltdown or bursts into tears, you don't have to reason with the child at that point or try and explain to that, because that child's brain is shut down at that point in time. He's not ready to receive anything. And this is something, when a child is crying, parents try to reason with them, parents try to give them logic, parents try to explain stuff to them. It's pointless, because it's like water off a duck's back. Children are not getting it at that point. They're not. You have to, at that point, just soothe the child and bring him back to an equilibrium. And when the child is open to it, so that's not to say that you don't give them the logic, you don't explain stuff to them. When the child actually is in a state of equilibrium, where his brain is functioning at its optimum, that's the time to bring logic into the mix. That's the time to explain what could have or should have been done, because a child is receptive and open. This is something I didn't know, because when my child would be crying, I'd be like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," and I've seen it that way. So that's how I used to sort of deal with him and discipline him. So there's so much I learned, and I think that yes, it's very important for parents to evolve. I want my children to respect me. I want my children to be able to open up and speak to me about anything that they're going through, be it negative, be it positive. One great thing about Veer is, he doesn't know how to lie. So when I ask him a question, there was a time when I used to ask him a question, he used to be scared to tell me the truth, because I was a bit of a frightening mom. But now when I ask him a question and I say, were you playing video games then when you were not supposed to, or whatever? And he doesn't, and I said, I'm not going to get angry, because I don't get angry. I don't get angry now, unless something really, really bad has gone down and he needs to know. Even my language has changed as far as that anger is concerned. I don't judge. I share what my feelings are about something that's just happened. So I want my children to respect me. I want my children to be open and be able to talk to me. I want them at some level to treat me like a friend, to be able to, share stuff with me. And I want to be able to have fun with them. So, but I at the same time also want them to know that I know whatever I'm doing for their best interest.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm teaching them is connected with what's right and wrong, and they should be able to respect me enough to know that what mom is saying, yeah, I might not be feeling it right now or feeling good about it right now, but yes, she means well for us. So yeah.